Halftime in Fresno, and so far not a happy party as Utah State on the road and up big 29-7. Rich Waltz along with Adam Archuleta. Welcome back to Fresno. Kent Myers and Utah State, an impressive first half. The more you see of this offense, the more you see of this guy. He's not a backup quarterback, is he?
No, not at all. And I think he's shown, even go back to last year and what he's been able to do this year, the offense is just fine. It may look a little different than it does with Chucky Keaton, but he is executing at a high level and looks very sharp tonight throwing the ball.
First half highlights of this one with Utah State on top. And it was a quick start for Myers and the offense.
A big play to Hunter Sharp, got him in position. The very next play, Lawan Hunt takes it off to the right side. Then Fresno State gets a little bit of fortune. Muff Hunt sets them up in great field position where Kilton Anderson is able to find Jameer Jordan running to the sideline. And then Utah State getting a big plays on their own. Ryan Hayes blocking a punt, setting up their offense inside of the 10-yard line. And then Fresno State, very next series, Marwin Evans comes untouched off of the edge, hitting Anderson and forcing the two-point safety. And then right before halftime, the Aggies offense and Devontae Robinson making quick work of the wide receiver screen on that big play for their last touchdown of the game.
Quicken Loan's first half stats. Look at it here. Obviously a real concern for Fresno State. Total yardage, and again, third down, an issue.
2 weeks in a row offensively, they haven't been able to move the ball down the field. Third downs continue to be a big issue. Only 1 for 8. Remember, they were 0-10 last week. And I think if you're Utah State, you got to be happy with the way you've been able to execute. Outside of that hiccup, the muff punt, you've played well on defense. You've stifled the new quarterback, and offensively, you've been able to run your offense and hit that defense for big plays.
All right, let's go down to the sidelines. Cassie Gallo. Cassie?
Rich just talked to head coach Tim DeRuyter coming out of the half. He said his team is lacking energy, and it's hard to get energy when they're not making plays on both sides of the ball. I asked him if he likes what he's seen from Kilton Anderson. He said he's competing a little frazzled right now. He said they're going to start with Anderson in the first half and see how it goes. They might switch to Greenlee, but again, they'll see how it goes.
Well, certainly for Tim DeRuyter and Fresno State and for everybody in the Valley, such a great football area. They're not used to this. This is a program that for a long time has been at the top of whatever league they've been in. And even when they joined the Mountain West Conference, that has held true. And they'll have to give the football and kick it to Utah State to open up the second half. And that one into the corner of the end zone. And a touchback. And so the Aggie offense, which was so impressive and so versatile as well, with Kent Myers at the helm, Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews bring you this player profile.
I think he's looked very sharp tonight, and he's been able to execute the offense. He's thrown the ball down the field. You've seen excellent touch, you know, over there on the sideline on an out and up to Devontae Robinson. And really, you got to be very pleased with where you're at offensively with Kent Myers running the show. And remember, this offense kind of struggled to find themselves in the beginning part of this year. Last week was a breakout game against Colorado State. Tonight, they're having the same success. And I think Matt Wells has to be very pleased with where his offense is at.
Right now, they're in their own territory from the 25. It's a 5-yard pickup by Lawan Hunt. And impressively, Myers is getting strikes down the field.
Oh, absolutely. We knew he was a great deep ball passer. 4 for 6, though. 149 yards, 21 plus. The intermediate passing game, you can't ask for any more. 3 for 3 right there. In the short passing game, he's gotten it out to his wide receivers, and they've rewarded him with big plays after the catch.
You are a student of game tape. You watched a lot of tape and saw Utah State last week in their win over Colorado State. And it was a game in which Myers ran for 191 yards. As we await the call.
Again, defense simulating the snap count of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
What do you see that is such a difference from last week to this week for Utah State?
Well, I think last week it was a lot of Kent Myers running the ball, both in designed quarterback runs, quarterback counters, quarterback powers, him scrambling and making the defense pay by using his legs. And tonight, so far, it's really been done with his arm. You haven't seen him take matters into his own hands, and his team is playing very well around him.
Straight up the gut, it's Devontae Mays. He and Lawan Hunt have really split the carries in the backfield. Both have touchdowns. That's an 11-yard pickup and another first down. Football right at the 45. Utah State on the move, still in their own territory.
Mays is the bigger of the two running backs, and he's kind of carved himself a much bigger role as he's getting more comfort with the offense.
Play action. Myers with time. And down the field and incomplete. He was looking for Devontae Robinson. Second down and 10. Now in losses on the road at Washington and on the road at Utah. That's an ambitious non-conference schedule. This Utah State team struggled in the third quarter. They solved that last week against Colorado State.
Yeah, both, you look at it and you say, well, there are Pac-12 schools, but Utah State is used to competing and winning those football games. So they thought they had every right to win those football games, and the fact that they lost left them very disappointed.
They lost by only 10 to Utah. They were tied at the half to the number 5 team in the country. Devontae Mays with the carry, and that's a 3-yard pickup. It's been an impressive night so far for Matt Wells and his offense.
Okay.
And the last 4, 3 touchdowns and a punt.
If you nitpick one place they have not been good in is third down. Only 2 for 8 tonight on third down. They have to be better in this game and through the rest of the season.
On 3rd and 7 here, over the middle, Sharp with a catch at the 42-yard line. Hunter Sharp, the senior who had big plays, 4 catches in the first half. That's his 5th of the game, a 10-yard pickup.
All about the second window. This is a 3-step drop. It's supposed to be the quick slant. And Mays waits for his wide receiver, Hunter Sharp, to cross into the second window and throws the ball right there behind Taekwon Glass.
Fresno State's defense has been on the field a lot. And movement and flags on 1st and 10. Tim DeRuyter, of course, an accomplished defensive coordinator before arriving here.
76. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
There's your third down scorecard.
And you see there's, what, 3 3rd and 1s on that list? So you see some long ones. They converted the 3rd and 15. But a place in a tight ball game, you're going to have to convert to have a chance.
Myers, Sharp, breaks 1 tackle, races to the sideline, and he's escorted out right around the 41-yard line. Kyrie Wilson made the stop for Fresno State. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and about 10.
Well, Cassie mentioned that Tim DeRuyter was pretty disappointed in their energy and wanted them to come out with better energy in the second half. And so far, you still haven't seen it from the defense. They're more aggressive. You've seen some pressures. But when they've had the chance to make one-on-one plays, they just haven't been able to do it.
Bouncing outside is Devontae Mays to the 20, to the 10, touchdown. Mays. And Utah State comes out and opens the second half with an impressive touchdown drive. 75 yards, a 41-yard run there from the junior out of Livingston, Texas, Devontae Mays.
What a great block inside by the right guard to Ani Fasilau, who absolutely demolished the nose tackle, Nathan Madsen. I mean, he just pile drove him right there into the ground. The hole opened up, and then Devontae Mays uninterrupted.
Utah State Very impressive in the first half. And the second half is off to a nice start as well. 75-yard drive. Mays. And it's 36-7. Aggies. Devontae Mays with a long touchdown run, 36-7. He had help though, Arch.
His right guard got a tremendous block on the nose tackle, Nathan Madsen, and then Austin Stevens, the center, climbs up on the linebacker, Jeff Camilli, and then you got just fancy running in the backfield by Mays to cut back to the left side, and again, nobody there to get in Mays' way.
Nice job.
And I know when we talked to Tim DeRuyter and his staff, he said they love the energy, they love the effort that they were getting from their team in practice, but that has not translated into this game here tonight.
The execution has lacked. All right, you heard Cassie Gallo after her conversation with Tim DeRuyter talk about Kilton Anderson. Player profile, his first half, brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chew. And those numbers don't really tell the story. He didn't have much of the playbook to work with.
Yeah, I don't really think it's his fault. I mean, what can you expect? You have a freshman who now is a fourth starter here on the team. And again, when you're limited in how many plays you can run, remember, this is perennially one of the best defenses in the Mountain West. And if you only have 3 plays that you attack them with, and you don't stress every aspect of that defense, you're not going to be able to move the ball down the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Zach Greenlee come into the game at some point.
Martez Waller, the senior, and he's out to the 30. It's a gain of 5. David Moala, the stop there for Utah State. Greenlee, who started last week, was just 12 of 25 for 77 yards. Last week at San Diego State, Fresno State's offense, 89 total yards, 12 yards rushing, 77 through the air. And last week they did not pick up a third down. They were 0 of 12 last week on third down.
And a lot of those, well, the average yards to go was 3rd and 10 in that game. It tells you where they're at. Here, the only third down they pick up tonight was a 3rd and 1. And a big part of that, when we talked to Tim DeRuyter, said first down success. We have to have first down success to have a chance.
3rd down and 2. Anderson's throw is incomplete. If you go back 3 games now, Fresno State has won for their last 24 on 3rd down. That is unbelievable. That long legacy of quarterbacks here. We talked about it earlier, from Sweeney to Dilfer, the Cars. You've got Jeff Tedford, Billy Volek. I mean, there's a long list of guys.
Tough.
And they've always been able to move the football here in Fresno. I'll tell you one in this stadium who has been high flying today. Cassie Gallo, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's her.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And by Phillips 66. Proud to be here.
Woo! Now, Cassie Gallo told us she had a good reason for missing our breakfast this morning, and that was it. She went skydiving. There was an all-female troop that dove into the stadium and delivered the game ball right at 7:30. But this morning they were out on a jump, and Cassie Gallo was with them. Very impressive. Utah State with a football. Cassie, how was it? Tell us about it.
Well, Rich, it was pretty incredible. It's the Fresno State all-girls diving team. It's the only all-girl dive team associated with any football, college sport, any major sport, basically. So we took off from the Madera parachute center, dropped out from 10,500 feet, had about a 35-second free fall, then it was smooth sailing. And I got to tell you, I was in such good hands with these Bulldog Blitz ladies. They are pros. Together they've done 700 dives, but it was their third drop in the stadium. And Rich, you and Adam missed your chance. I invited you guys, and all I heard was nothing but excuses.
Yeah, you heard crickets.
That's right. So next time you guys are big tough guys, I'm going to remember this.
But it was an all-girl parachute team, Cass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Impressive stuff.
I didn't think we were really invited. I thought that was just a courtesy invite.
Oh, you were invited.
On 1st and 15, little swing pass. It's caught there by Lawan Hunt. Cassie, was that your first time to do it? Because you look like an expert. You look like you were very comfortable and actually eager to get up and out of the airplane.
It was my first time, and I tell you, next year you might see me dive down with these girls during the game.
Wow.
That would be impressive.
Yeah.
And you held on to your breakfast, right?
I held on to my breakfast, and I tell you, the craziest part is when they open up the door to the airplane and there's no turning back.
Admirable work by Cassie Galbo.
I actually pulled up to the airport, and they left me before I could get on the plane.
Yeah, you just keep that up. Lawan Hunt for Utah State. He's out to the 32-yard line. He'll bring up third down. If you're just happening by, not only do we have Cassie Gallo jumping out of airplanes, but you got a Utah State team that I think, Adam, is starting to show people that don't pay attention to the 2-2 record. Now, their two losses are at Utah and at Washington. And after this weekend of football, watching Washington go to USC, and Utah, last we checked, was up over Cal by 3 headed into the fourth quarter. It's a pretty good indication that this is a good Utah State team. Throw on the run by Kent Myers, and he's got Brandon Swindle, the senior wide receiver. It has been a clinic offensively for Matt Wells. Josh Heupel, the offensive coordinator, deserves a lot of credit, and obviously the sophomore quarterback, Kent Myers.
Yeah, I think you really have to credit Kent Myers because he's come in here and the offense has not skipped a beat. Again, he's not the passer that Chucky Keaton is, but you wouldn't be able to tell because he's throwing on the run, he's throwing deep, he's throwing short. He has total command of what they're trying to do on offense.
And he fires it out to Andrew Rodriguez, and Rodriguez up the sideline is going to pick up 15 yards and another first down for the Aggies. And this is turning into a blowout. 36-7. Utah State is controlling the football, moving at will against a Fresno State team at home that right now seems helpless. And you don't see that very often.
Not at all. And here's what you like about Utah State. They're still playing hard. They're up a lot in this game, but even on that last play, Hunter Sharp outside blocking and giving Rodriguez space to run.
This is Damian Hobbs, and I think we'll see more of Hobbs in the second half. The sophomore quarterback. We were told by Heupel, offensive coordinator, Heisman runner-up, that Hobbs would get snaps. There's a look at Heupel with the Navy polo and the headset on. That he would bring Hobbs in just to keep some of the heat off of Myers. And, you know, you've already lost Chucky Keaton. You don't want to lose Kent Myers. Utah State went through that last year. They went through 4 quarterbacks last year. Second down and 1, a flag down. And this is going to be procedure.
Ball start. 83. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Some college football fans might say, wait a minute, what is Josh Heupel doing in Logan, Utah? But Heupel's college career actually started in the state at Weber State and then Snow Junior College. He was offered a scholarship to Utah State, but it was Mike Leach who convinced him to go to Oklahoma, where he would win a national championship and was a runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. So he knows this area. They know him. He's very good friends with the Wells brothers. And that led to him coming here as the offensive coordinator.
And they kind of wanted to go to more of a spread system. They're more of a downhill, 2-back running game the last couple of years. But they wanted to open some things up just because of the type of quarterbacks that they had here. And again, going back to this summer, a lot of their wide receivers were injured. So getting that passing game and getting the chemistry together really took a long time. But now as the guys are starting to come back, you've seen it here in league play, the offense running very smoothly.
That's Devontae Mays, who is stopped on 3rd down. Another penalty marker is down. Remember, they lost JoJo Natson as well. He was dismissed from the team in the spring, another wide receiver weapon. Do you think, finish that after the call.
Holding, number 91. Defense. 10-yard penalty added to the end of the run. That penalty results in a first down.
So that's going to be a first down. Do you think they go back to a little more spread the more they see Kent Myers and his comfort in throwing the football? He's a career high. He's over 260 yards.
No, I like the progression. I like what they're doing. And I've really enjoyed watching Myers throw the ball and his accuracy in this game, really showing me something from a guy that ran for 191 yards last week. So you know he can do it on the ground, but showing a good job doing it with his arm as well.
That play was doomed from the start.
Timeout. Utah State. First and a half.
A well-timed timeout. Utah State has scored here in the second half and is running away from Fresno State 36-7. Kent Myers is shining, and of course he's playing in the absence of Chucky Keaton. And for Keaton, it's been a great career, but an injury-filled one. Go back to 2013 against BYU. That season ended there. Last year against Wake Forest, injures the same knee, end of the first half, and he would miss the entire season. 3 weeks ago at Washington, a sprained right MCL, different knee. He would stay in the game. And then Matt Wells afterwards announcing he's out 4 to 6 weeks. So that 4 to 6 weeks is now about 3 to 5 weeks. Off the snap, Devontae Mays again, and Mays is in the end zone. Spinning. Utah State is blowing out Fresno State on homecoming in Fresno's stadium. And this is really stunning. 3rd touchdown of the night for Devontae Mays.
Well, defensively, they started out tonight, Fresno State, the Bulldogs, playing pretty good defense. They were set up in bad field position in a couple of circumstances, but as the game has gone on, the energy level at which they're playing at is not at an acceptable level. Gaping holes right now for the Aggies' offensive line.
And Utah State adds the point. 43-7. 73 yards, 8 plays, and it's Mays for his 3rd score.
Yeah, the entire defensive line getting washed down. The linebackers are stuck on blocks. Nobody's making an effort to get to the ball carrier. And again, how many times is Devontae Mays going to run uninterrupted into the end zone tonight?
92 yards for Mays. Chucky Keaton likes it. This is impressive stuff from Utah State. And although they didn't win that game against Utah, they were tied at 14 at the half against the number 5 team in the country. They didn't win on the road when Keaton went down at Washington. They came back and beat Colorado State last week. And tonight, in a runaway right now, a 43-7 lead over Fresno State.
Nice job, boys. Yeah. Nice job. Nice freaking job. Waiting for 2 outside.
So a big offensive night for Utah State. And a rough one for the faithful, many of whom have long since left Bulldog Stadium. Mari Scott for the Bulldogs, spun around and then hit and dropped at the 25-yard line. If you like offense, you'll like this one. College football returns Thursday. Western Kentucky, a fun team to watch, takes on North Texas in a Conference USA showdown. Hilltoppers against the Mean Green, presented by Geico. It's Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, a 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Pretty good quarterback for the Hilltoppers.
Absolutely. First. I mean, you just check it off down the list right there. That's what Fresno State wants to see.
That's Brandon Dowdy and the Hilltoppers. You'll see him on Thursday night here on CBS Sports Network. Tyler Fackrell with a stop. Martez Waller. Total yardage last week, 89 total yards, and that's it for Fresno State.
Wow, 2.1 yards per play. That's about as low as I've seen. And I haven't been keeping track, but that's not moving the ball on offense.
Kilton Anderson still at quarterback. And the freshman rolls and tucks. Now, you've said it numerous times tonight. You don't feel it's all on him. At what point might we see Zach Greenlee, who started and had trouble last week at San Diego State?
Oh, you can only run so many sprint outs. I mean, in essence, you can see right there at the bottom of your screen, Jameer Jordan is a short receiver. He has 3 defenders behind him, and you basically have a one-man route on the outside. I mean, that's as easy as it gets for a defense to take away from you, especially when you show that you can't threaten any other part of the field.
3rd down and 10. Blitz coming, and the young quarterback wings it up into the air. It's deflected, and it pinballs between defenders. It's incomplete. Keyshawn Johnson was the intended receiver. LT Filiunga, the senior linebacker, the transfer from Utah.
They keep having a ton of problems with the outside blitzer. You've seen Marwin Evans earlier force the safety coming untouched. Countless times on 3rd down, an outside blitzer defensive back has gotten to the quarterback, Kilton Anderson, and they still haven't been able to decipher that in their protection.
Garrett Swanson to punt. You go back the last 7 games, stretching into last year, 5 different quarterbacks have started. Flags are down, and at the 48-yard line, Andrew Rodriguez is down. I mean, that's really hard to have any kind of sustained success, rhythm, continuity, whatever you say. 7 games, 5 different starting quarterbacks.
You're right, but again, we just talked about how Utah State did it last year with Kent Myers. You know, Chucky goes down, and then Darryl Garrettson goes down, Craig Harrison goes down, in comes Kent Myers. And he comes in there and saves the day.
Block in the back, number 27. Return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Well, Utah State's going to get the football back.
Immediate timeout.
In great field position at their 36 with a commanding 43-7 lead in Fresno. Big night for the running backs of Utah State.
1-2 combination tonight between Lawant Hunt and Devontae Mays, both combining for 5 touchdowns. Lawant Hunt, 11 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Devontae Mays having a breakout game. 9 carries, 92 yards, and 3 touchdowns. They've been unstoppable, and the thing that you see in all those clips is how many times do you see a red jersey standing in their way. They have been untouched and enjoyed a lot of freedom to do what they want to this defense.
Hunt's in the backfield along with Kent Myers in the shotgun. And it's Hunt. And this time a little tougher going. Nella Otukolo made the stop for Fresno State. Hunt out of Fort Lauderdale. He's a sophomore. Mays is just a junior. He's out of Livingston, Texas. They have split the carries, and they make a really nice 1-2 combo or 1-2 punch, as you pointed out.
Yeah, and they really felt like with the development from Devontae Mays that they can kind of have that 1-2 punch. And you've seen they both have different running styles, but both have the ability to keep the defense off balance.
We saw Hunt coming off the field. Devontae Robinson cut down at the 38-yard line. This has been a really warm stretch here in Fresno. The temperatures up in the upper 90s this afternoon. It was warm at kickoff. It's cooled down a bit here tonight. 3rd down and 8. And you hope that was for Hunt just a cramp as he was helped off the field. 4 of 9 on 3rd down. They'll air it out. Myers going deep for Sharp, and it's over his head, and it's incomplete. Let's go down to Cassie Gallo. Cassie?
Well, Rich, Chucky Keaton might not be on the field chucking the ball around, but he's still very much a part of this team on the sideline. He's been all hands on the sideline. He's been in the ear of all of his offensive guys in all the huddles. Coach Matt Wells said during the game, Chucky plays a big part in helping coaches key in on formations and defensive schemes. He also said during the week, Chucky is at every meeting taking notes like he's the starter. Shows what kind of guy he is. Yeah,
you're right. And both Myers and Damian Hobbs, the backup now, lean on those notes because they miss a lot of the things that the coaches talk about. That's a heck of a catch by Scott, who was run into by his own man. The ball's loose. Utah State says they have it. Right now, the football is marked at the 32-yard line.
I'm not sure how there wasn't catch interference on that play by the Aggies punt cover team.
Here's the end of the play.
Oh, yeah, I think that ball comes out.
Kick catch, interference. Number 37, kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Well, you were right.
Well, it's pretty obvious. There were 2 Aggie punt cover guys right there in his face. And fortunately, they get bailed out because that was a heck of a strip right there.
And none of us saw that flag. So Fresno State will get good field position. They'll move this closer to midfield. Tim DeRuyter and the Bulldogs desperately need something to go well. NFL Monday quarterback delivered by FedEx. Monday, 6 Eastern. Former pro quarterbacks break down all the week's action from their unique perspective. It's only on a 24-hour home of CBS Sports. You see that this stadium is close to emptying out on a big homecoming night. You usually have boisterous, loud, enthusiastic crowds, and they were at the start here at Fresno, but Utah State quickly took them out of the game and is handling Fresno State 43-7 right now. Malik Meisenheimer, the senior out of Stockton, straight out of Stockton, in the ballgame. And Meisenheimer hit there by Nick Vigil. He is close to the 1st down. He may have it. He does have the 1st down.
Which, is that a rap song?
No. Just an innocent reference to the port city of Stockton, California, part of the Central Valley Arch.
I thought you were trying to channel your inner Eazy-E right there.
No. No, but stick around. Maybe in the 4th quarter we'll have more of Cassie skydiving. Anderson going deep. Great throw and catch. Damari Scott. And something finally goes right for Fresno State.
Oh, that was absolutely perfect. Great position for Damari Scott to give himself room on that sideline, and then Kilton Anderson drops it in the basket.
Meisenheimer down close to the 5. It's a gain of 3. Vigil with the stop for Utah State.
Meisenheimer to the 5-yard line.
Well, he's got plenty of arm. We saw Anderson throw deep and had a throw pick to start the game. Verizon red zone for Fresno State, just 7 of 13 in terms of touchdowns. National average right at 63%. This is going to be Dustin Garrison around the right side. Garrison denied the end zone by Vigil, the junior, out of Plain City, Utah, with a good hit, 4-yard pickup.
Well, we haven't really called his name too much here tonight, but Nick Vigil showing his sideline to sideline range. This is one where you got to think that Garrison should be able to smell that end zone, but here comes Vigil and knocks him out of bounds.
Meisenheimer in the backfield now. On 3rd down and goal from the 1. Meisenheimer hit, stuffed, Fackrell finishes. And good penetration by the defensive line. It looked like Jordan Nielsen, the senior, the leader on that defense. And that looks like it'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 4th and goal for Fresno State when we get back